Welcome to Excel Beyond Boundaries, episode 36 with Mackenzie Elizabeth, a friend of mine from high school. She is the owner of Me Conscious, which is a company that where she acts as a lifestyle mentor and a branding expert. So helping your brand get established or taking it to the next level. So definitely keep that in mind. At the end of the episode, I'll plug in your Instagram contact details so people can reach out. But welcome.
Thank you.
So taking it way back, jumping right in, where did it all begin for you?
Yes. Well, I don't know. It kind of all started with yoga, which is a kind of funny start, but it's not because it's the base of where I teach as a lifestyle mentor and brand expert. People are like, why do you mix the two? And so I mixed the two because it was how I had to like develop my own life as an entrepreneur and find balance for myself. So in 2010, so I graduated in 2010, and I was on my way to be a jet mechanic engineer. So in the Navy, I was going to SETI and Riverview High School and got my automotive degree at SETI. Yeah.
I
So I
didn't know
graduated.
that.
Yeah, so I graduated with 2 degrees from high school because I'm ADHD and nobody really diagnosed me, so I was struggling in math, and so I was like not doing great in the FCAT, and so I had to take summer school, and so summer school kind of bumped me up. Actually, it put me ahead 4 credits, so I went ahead and got my PE done and my math done like during the summers, and they're like, well, okay, your junior year, you can either graduate early, you can take 2 more classes and you can graduate your junior year, or you can go to technical school and you can get a trade. And I was like, ooh, cool. And at the time, I was an art, music, and drama major. So I was a vocalist for 6 years. I trained in music, like opera music from Sarasota Middle and Riverview High School.
Opera music. Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, we did like Phantom of the Opera. We did predominant like Scottish songs. Because we're a Celtic school. So we did Celtic, Irish, or traditional Celtic music and opera music, and it was beautiful. I loved it. And we were like a cappella, where we competed all over Florida. And we went to like Disney and all different places. Yeah, you had no idea.
I didn't know. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. I didn't know about the auto
That's how
detail.
I know. That's how I know Jay.
Oh, okay.
Because Jay was also a choir nerd.
You know what's funny is I never knew that. I'm gonna have to reach out to him and ask him about that. I had no idea he was in choir.
Yeah, we should harmonize for you.
Yeah,
He
that's
doesn't do that
amazing.
much anymore, but like, because I've asked him and we talked about it, but he's like, no, not never again. But yeah, that's how we actually know each other.
That's amazing. Wow. I'm gonna make sure I text him right after this. So you were, sorry to interrupt. So you also learned how to work on cars and all of that?
Yeah, so I had an option to kind of, take my life in whatever direction I wanted to. And I had this major that I'd been working on for already 6 years of my life, and I was only a sophomore in high school. And I didn't really know what to do with it because I didn't want to be, an entertainer or anything like that. And I didn't want to teach music. I didn't want to teach drama. I didn't want to be in movies and stuff like that. So I was like, what can I do that's going to set me forward in life, and it's going to give me a skill, a trade that's always going to take me somewhere. And so I went to SETI as an automotive student, and I ended up being really good at it and graduated top of my class. And I was actually asked, we have a Skills USA competition that they hold every year. They hold it between like our regional, like our, was it, I don't know how it goes. I'm like regional, nationals, all that different stuff. So everybody closest to us, we all compete, and then we go out and we compete against everybody else. So again, not knowing I was dyslexic at the time because of my ADHD, I was bombing my written exams. So yeah, so I did really well on my hands-on and I bombed my written exam. But yeah, so I was in I'm like very very transparent. I'm like, ah. So, but out of I did really well in that. I got 30, there was 31 people. I got 15th out of 31.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
So, but I still did pretty well, but I'm like, had I done a little better there, it would have bumped me up. But yeah, so I graduated top of my class and went to go to UNOH. It's an automotive school up in Ohio. Got a partial scholarship to go there. 3 days before I graduated high school, I was ran over by a 97 Mustang.
Run over,
So
like literally, you got hit by a car.
literally ran over, hit by a car. It was like random, totally. Even obviously it's an accident. The guy I was dating at the time and our friends, we were all hanging out and we were at the house and the back neighbor was screaming, calling out, and like we were like she was locked out of her house, something like that. I can't remember. This was like 15 years ago. But she was locked out of her house. The boys helped her get in. I guess something bad had happened 2 weeks ago. The boys had witnessed it, didn't do anything about it. Decided tonight was the night they were gonna do something about it. So they beat up this guy, and the guy gets mad, apparently, obviously, and gets in his, we tell him to leave, and he gets in his car, backs it up out of the driveway, and floors it, and runs us over. And so the police report says that, judging by the tire marks, by the time he hit us and hit the house, it was about 30.
It's two.
Yeah, because it was like the
Wow.
front of the house with like an awning,
Yeah.
you know? And so yeah, it hit like the poles and knocked everything down. And my boyfriend at the time, whom the car hit first, he got stuck underneath the vehicle. So it took 6 people to lift up a car and pull him out from underneath this
That's
car.
crazy.
Insane, right? And it's like people are like,
Yeah.
that's how did that even happen? I'm like, dude, I have no idea. So it's like being in the wrong place, wrong time. So you asked me why I kind of started this, and a lot of this is because of my own body, because of my own struggles through life, right? Finding balance within what feels good inside of my body because I herniated my L4 and 5 from that accident.
I was gonna ask any serious injuries for that you got from
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah. So I herniated my L4 and 5, and it was a lot on my back. I went from being a competitive cheerleader, all at Riverview High School, even held the long jumping record until 2019. Somebody just broke it. I'm very proud of her.
I didn't know that. Wow.
At 13,
That's
I think it
cool.
was like 13.9.
Not bad.
But yeah, so I went from like tumbling to being a base in cheerleading, competitive cheerleading, like competitive trick basing, to not really being able to walk, and went from building engines and fixing cars to not being able to hold my body over a car for more than like 20 minutes. So it was exhausting. And so I had to be able to build my strength and my body back up and find my resilience and teach other people, other artists, other musicians, other athletes, other holistic entrepreneurs who are trying to build themselves up so that they too can find a life balance in their pain, in their grief, in their happiness, in their sadness, in their family, in whatever it may be in their life, because so many people don't like know or understand. They think everything's handed to them, and so many people just have to keep building and striving.
I like that. And I have to say, I like the way that you tried your hand at so many different things and it's not like you scratched the surface, you just kind of jumped right in and went all in and experienced it instead of, just thinking about it or scratching the surface. So you have such an array of experiences. It's really cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So then along that journey, I know that's not where, that doesn't bring us to the present day. So I do have more
Yeah,
questions for you.
absolutely.
But first, what was the most powerful experience that you experienced throughout all of that reshaped your belief in what you could achieve?
Yeah, it taught me so much about how my body is capable of anything. My mind, my body, and everything it's capable of absolutely anything. And whatever you truly set your mind to is what you can bring to the table, right? Like if you can put your thoughts down on paper, if you can get yourself to the gym, it doesn't have to be the most perfect workout. If you can get yourself to the appointment, if you can strive for more every single day, and then it will take you to so many other places. So I think the biggest thing that will get you there, right, that's happened to me, that's got me here, I think is just allowing myself to set myself free from the 9 to 5, right? Like of having to be at one place at one time and only that one place because I am a very neurodivergent person. And so, and I'm like, I get lost in the train of thought too. So don't be afraid to ever redirect me.
Oh, you're
Like,
good. And I completely relate to that.
Yeah, so I need to be able to touch all the bases. I need to be able to go and live. I need to be able to be like, okay, I need a week off. I need to take some students to India this month, because that's part of what I do, but there's other things that I do that require responsibility. So it's a lot of it's just finding the balance and just knowing that whatever I can set my mind to, I can create. And whatever I can articulate on paper, I can make happen. So my biggest takeaway is just it's just knowing how, like, just resilience of life, just having that resilience anywhere. And I know that's a really complex, it's like a complex answer because it's like I don't have one takeaway from any part of that experience. It's just always finding resilience in
Mm.
every part of your life.
I like that. It made you who you are ultimately,
Right. And
for
just getting
sure.
up and going. You had a bad day, get up and go. You can still feel it. You can still cry. You can still journal. You can still experience it. You can still talk about it, but have a good day. Keep going, keep
It's a good
building.
mentality, for sure.
Yeah.
What would you say your fundamental why is? Something your driving force that keeps you going.
Yeah, good question. My driving force, I would say to build a better tomorrow for our future, for not just our community, but for like our world. And when you can help people truly develop who they are and what they're meant to do in the world, you start seeing massive difference. You start seeing a huge ripple effect because you and yourself you can't change the world, right? But if you can help people find and discover themselves, then you can change the world one person at a time because that person is now stepping into their power, to their authenticity, their God-given gifts of how they're supposed to make or how the world is supposed to function, not how it's supposed to function, but just like again, just having a better tomorrow because we see so much chaos, we see so much war, so much fight, so much violence that it's how can we kind of move away from that, and we can kind of see this shift happening inside the millennials of like going kind of backwards in time a little bit, and it's good. It's really good because that's what we're building for. We're building for a better tomorrow, so it's a little bit more harmonious, a little more peaceful, and that's
Then
that's what I build for.
that's beautiful because ultimately, correct me if I'm wrong, but you just want to not only follow your heart and give your best gifts to the world, but
Yeah.
you want to help others do the same.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's helping people become the best versions of themselves so that we can build beautiful communities, so we can have great businesses, so we can, and it's not just any type of business. We're working like holistic business. So we're using our mind, we're using our body, we're using our soul. Like I've turned down businesses because of the products that they want me to promote. We want you to promote this. You'd be great for it. It offered me so much money, and I could say yes in a heartbeat. But what is that going to do for our economy? What is that going to do for the world? How long is it going to take for that to decompose? What does it take to create that? Is it really a necessity? Is
True.
it holistic? Is it organic? What is it going to do for us? And just trying to stay to that because at the end of the day, we have to take care of Mother Earth first, because without her,
You're right.
and that's why I like
Absolutely.
my holistic.
I see how it all comes together. So you have the side where you help others bring the best out of themselves, and then it does come full circle with the holistic side. I like that.
Right. Because when you wake up and you're coaching somebody, right, and you're unloading everything from the day to day, it's not just about what's happening in the personal life or in the mind or the body or the soul. It's everything. It's this isn't my business and this system's not working and this isn't integrating and how do I create this? And so when you can unlock not just one channel, but two channels and still be, because you still have to be a functioning adult, right? So it's like, how can we build all of it in kind of like a one, and instead of it's like two birds with one stone because like, hey, well, you're not feeling well today or this isn't going right. What did you eat today? When's the last time you did a cleanse? What kind of vitamins are you taking? How often, when did you sleep? How much are you sleeping? Are you meditating? And and then going into, well, you're stressed because this isn't working at work and this is happening. And well, you could automate this. Let's automate it. And then take that whole stress off. Right? Well, I don't know how to do that. Okay, well, let's do that. I'll help you.
System.
Yeah, you automate. You're automating it. Take a step back. a deep breath and let it work itself. And then click the button. That's how like Amazon works. Just click.
I like that. No, that's good. What would you say if your journey was turned into a movie? And if you don't have an answer right now, that's fine. You can come back to this later. But if it was turned into a movie, what would the title be called based on your journey?
Yeah. So you kind of prepped me for this one, and so I've just been tinkering with it. But hmm, I still don't know because I'm a a little bumblebee, I guess you would say. I'm a nomad in my true self, which is why I built my business the way I did. It's like consulting, it's online, it's building the web, so I can really work my business from anywhere, anytime. I would say a little bit of like Emily in Paris. Have you ever seen Emily in Paris?
I have not. And I know what movie you're talking about, but I'm not too familiar with it.
It's a TV show.
So apparently I'm thinking of the wrong thing then. I
It's
have no
okay.
idea.
It's okay. That's why I'm like, no.
I'm glad you said that. I have no idea what that is.
Emily in Paris, she got a job. Basically, she was living in New York. She had a boyfriend. She completely uprooted her life because she got a marketing gig in Paris. And so her job also runs in Paris, another part of it. And so she goes over there and she, just dives head first. She's an American woman in France and nobody really likes her. And she's just this happy little peppy girl who is like, hi, I have all these ideas. Let's do this. And she's just ready to go and just do it. And everyone's just like, oh my God. And she's this American. She's ready to hustle. She's ready to go. She's ready to move. And they're like, we're gonna go to lunch. And then we're gonna have a wine, we're gonna take our time. Why are you so excited? And I'm
Uh,
like, wow, I've never related to something so good.
that's
Um,
funny.
yeah, you'll have to watch it. Your fiance probably loves it. No, she's probably seen it.
So I actually want to check that out. That does sound really funny. What was it called again?
It's called Emily in Paris.
Emily
I
in
think it,
Paris. Okay, I'm gonna check
yep, and
that
I think
out.
it just got nominated for
Wow, must be good.
an Emmy. I think said it on Netflix. It just got nominated for something. So it might be an Emmy. I think it's Emmy nominated. Emmy
That's
nominated.
powerful.
Yeah.
So you relate more to her personality and the circumstances in a sense?
Right. So I
Okay.
relate more to like how she kind of just flows with life and how she just kind of just dove headfirst into this next chapter of her life and she didn't hesitate and she just was like, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm here to work. I'm here to make changes. I'm here to make sure it functions and just do what I'm supposed to do and then just go. And she just developed her life and she got some good friends along the way, developed her friends, boyfriend drama, all the different things. So I guess I relate to it the most because she just didn't hesitate. And she's also just marketing and developing these huge brands and marketing and just doesn't hesitate to just be authentic in what she's building every single day and just rocks it.
I can see the similarities for sure. So then, would it be safe to say until you name an exact title, we could say Mackenzie in Sarasota instead of Emily in Paris?
Yeah, no, maybe we call it, or the title. Yeah, so there's the title. We have to come up with the title, right? Sorry, I looked up on Hop. I'm like, let me unload this because it's like a loaded question, right?
There's so many
Um,
avenues you can go down. No, I get it for sure.
I'm like, what do I even name it? But I would relate to Emily in Paris, so it would be like maybe Kenzie Worldwide.
Okay, I like that. All
Yeah, because I
right.
want to see it all. I want to experience it all. Like maybe a month here, a month there, 6 months here, a year here. Because the world is so big, it's so vast, and just kind of root in all the places and just experience the world. Because what is life if you just only stay in one place, you
I
know?
agree. I completely agree.
Yeah, but still honoring our family and our friends and our home.
No, that's a good answer for sure.
Sorry it took so long.
No,
Sorry.
no, no, that was a great answer. It was very all-encompassing, and then you kind of zeroed in. No, I like that. The next section is actually more of mindset, personal growth. If you could, this is a good question. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, let's say 10 to 15 years back, what would you say?
Yeah, I love this question. I would say focus more on yourself and not necessarily on what everybody else is doing. because everybody wants to kind of fit in. And I even see it now as an adult, even in Sarasota. And it's driving to like everybody's trying to fit in with everybody's clique or just be a part of what's happening and kind of meet everybody else's standards instead of just meeting your own. So that it would just be to just focus more on myself and not everyone else. And I did a lot of focusing on myself, but to kind of just narrow it down just a little bit more because I don't know, I was a cheerleader. I did all the different things. I was such a social butterfly involved with everybody and I did well. You know, I graduated really well. Um like intellectually, academically, and even
Yeah.
socially. But I think I could have narrowed down my focus on myself just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And yeah, that would be my
Okay.
advice to myself. Narrow in.
No, that's great advice. Especially because I feel like everyone needs to learn how to dig within, dig deeper, and follow their heart. And so you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but that you wish you were true to yourself. You always were true to yourself, but without the noise, without the, teenage expectations of comparing yourself and all of that.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically canceling out the noise
I
because
see.
I'd say 15 years ago, yeah, I was graduating high school, right? So it's like developing who you are and your whole identity is like high school and high school, you know? It's like, oh, you
Yeah,
just it's life and you have no responsibilities. I mean, I worked, you know, I worked either at a pizza place or a retirement home serving food, which I loved. That was such a like a humbling, rewarding job working as a
which
server.
one?
It was Lake House West.
I was at Glenridge and the Fountains.
Yes. It's like a rite of passage as like a high schooler in Sarasota. Like you had to serve the elderly and like we did it. We did it.
That's funny. I'm not the only
And
one.
yeah, and they were like so witty and so fun. That's why it was so humbling. It was so honoring because it was good.
Did
But
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Did your
no, you're good.
elders, I gotta ask this, did your elderly enjoy asking for apple pie with a slice of American cheese on top,
Oh my
melted?
gosh, yes.
They did? Oh my God. So that's actually a thing.
It's disgusting.
I
I
don't
can't
get
believe
it.
it.
I don't get it. My God. Why,
No, you
why? I actually tried it myself because I wanted to see. I was like, damn, like this old lady likes it. This old guy likes it. It's like everybody wants this shit. So I tried it and I didn't like it. It was disgusting. I did not like it. I mean, it wasn't like horrible, but it wasn't, it just wasn't. Yeah,
that was the oddest request, I think. And I had this woman too that she wanted everything like piping hot, like the hottest. Like you could put it in the microwave like 12 times. And she was like, it's not hot enough. And I'm like, and I would do it. I would make it hotter every time.
it's like lava.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you tried it.
Yeah, yeah, I had to try it. It was, it was so popular. I was like, I'm trying this when I get home. But yeah, don't do it. Do not do it.
Do it. Do it.
That's so funny though. I didn't know that we both you worked
Yeah,
in a
like
retirement home too.
15 years ago, you are just kind of like awakening to the world. You have no idea what it's really even about and how to have a sustainable life. It's not even
Yeah,
just about having fun or, you know, like you could have a great business, but like, does it sustain your livelihood and not just like materialistically, but your health? And I feel like so many people, they're like, oh yeah, I have money and I've done this and I've done that, and they end up getting royally sick and like, or you can not take care of yourself and still get royally sick.
that's true.
All of it can happen. But I see it more times than not. People who they take the route of education and money over their health, and their health it gets compromised every single time. And it's like, so how can we find a balance to where it's like it's our health. Our health is our wealth is our health, right? So
Absolutely.
how do we truly take care of ourselves and feel good every single day?
You're right. Yeah, health is above all, for sure. That actually leads me into if you were going to describe your mindset in 3 words, what would you say?
That's a loaded question. You have such loaded questions.
Yeah, yeah. Different avenues.
Say, okay, so my mind three.
Yeah, to describe your mindset because you're very, positive, very deep, 3 words to generally describe your mentality. I did not think you were going to say that squarely. That's funny. Squirrely. Squirrely for number one. I like that. Complex but not complicated. Squirrely, complex but not complicated. It can be. I like that. That makes sense. I can see that. Nice. Okay. And it can change, of course. There's so many adjectives, there's so many words that you can use, but those are good. You're right on the spot. It is kind of hard to reflect and think, but I would say, wow, you're right. Focus most of the time. I would say ambitious. Thank you. You're pointing that way. I,
Link to anything that you can link to down
I
there.
appreciate it. Thank you.
He's doing it. He's ambitious.
Thank you. And then I'll think of the third one and I'll get back to you. There's so many, like you said, actually, good point. There are so many adjectives to choose from. It's almost like they all just kind of flood in at the same time. It's hard to pick. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, no, that was a good question back. For those struggling with self-doubt or lack of motivation, any advice you'd like to give them? That was powerful. That was actually really, really good advice. Seriously. No, it was good though, because you were basically saying to control the controllables. Because if you don't control the controllables and you wake up without structure, randomly every day and eat something random and you're just like a shit floating around, you'll just be like struggling to get control of yourself. Yeah, Tough. Yeah, yeah, it's hard. That's true. I like that. No, that was very well said, for sure. I have a fun question for you next, fitness related. So, since you were talking about being active, the question that I have is, what is your biggest gym pet peeve? So, if you go to the gym, what is something that is your pet peeve? This is always fun to hear.
I'm not saying we're not, but at the same time, for us it's what's comfortable. We wear what's comfortable for us and we can't help that can also distract the male gaze. But at the same time, I think
You're
being
saying guys need to get together?
just no, they don't need to get it together. I think just that it kind of goes together. I think being interrupted in the middle of my workout, especially when I don't know you, and then I'm literally in the middle of my workout, and some
Yeah.
guy thinks it's the appropriate time to approach you and just start a conversation. And it,
No social awareness at all.
none. And
That's
so
funny.
it's maybe in passing, or something like that. Like I'm in the middle of my breath. I'm literally trying to tell myself to squeeze in all the places that I've never squeezed before in my life, and I'm trying to activate here. And it's not the most cutest thing I've ever done in my life, So it's not the appropriate time. And so I know I used to go to Amped and I used to train at Amped. And so a lot of people know me. So people think, it's appropriate to interrupt you or just keep talking to you through all your sets, and I'm like, I want a 45-minute workout and I would like to leave now. Because as much as extroverted and chatty as I am, I'm also very introverted. So I'm like, this is my me time. But unless I'm going with a friend or run into you and it's short and quick, I love those moments. But it's that
Yeah.
interruption time, I'm like, yeah, exactly just that. What just happened right there? It's an awkward silence.
Yeah, I mean they like short and sweet interactions. So would you agree that in that setting, if a guy was to wait and have some social awareness and some etiquette and then, introduce himself and literally have like a 20-second conversation and then just be like, have a good workout and dip out, that's okay, right? Or
I
would you say no to that too?
situation.
True, true.
That's the social awareness, that's becoming, you know, just person.
Yes.
But also, yeah, I think it's appropriate. But also, oh yeah, this is what I was gonna say. I was trying to find my other answer. I was like, guys, treat your girls like you treat your guys. Treat us like a friend. That's all we are. We're your friend. And so when you put all that pressure, it's so funny in dating, and there's all this pressure, and then you get married, and there's no pressure at all, and then everything completely changes the dynamic. Just be friends. Always just be friends. Be their friend. From moment that you meet them to the moment that you die, just be friends.
I like
And
that.
then you
Very
might
simple.
marry your best friend. Right. Very simple. You might marry your best friend.
Yeah,
Be friends first.
that's true. Simple but powerful.
Just like cool, like just like you would your buddy. You want to go get some food? I'm hungry. What do you like? I like sushi. I like pizza. I like tacos. I love food. I'm a foodie. You know, it's like if you ask me to go food, I'm always gonna say yes. You know, so it's just, or anything. I'll cook. Where are we going? We're gonna
True.
go to the grocery store. So just be friends and hang out. Invite them to do things. Want to spend time with them. And I think that's the number one. And I don't mean to like go off, but like in relationships, I think that's the biggest pull factor is like people stop being friends and they stop spending time with each other. And kids have a lot to do with that, but
That's
it's
true.
another topic for another day.
Yeah, no, but that all makes sense. I mean, you're right. It all makes sense. If I was gonna ask you, oh, so I know you've traveled a lot. What is the coolest gym that you've been to, would you say? Is it local? Is it in a different state? I know it could be anywhere. It could be outdoor, gym, anywhere, honestly.
I had to go to Seattle at first. I had to go to Seattle first before I left for the cruise to go to Alaska. And so I had woken up at like 6:30 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep the day after we got to Seattle. So I just went for a run around Seattle at like 7 a.m. and the whole town was asleep. And so I ran all the way down to like Pike Place where that like the farmers market is. 'Cause I was downtown Seattle. And
That's
so I
cool.
just literally ran.
Wow, so that was your gym in a sense, running the city. It's a cool city. I said, so that was basically your gym in a sense, running the city. And that
Yeah,
fish market, is that the one they throw the fish?
yeah.
Ah, that is a cool place.
It is a very cool place. And I was like, I want to see the town. Like, I only have like 12 hours, and we were leaving the following day. Like, we just flew in, and then like that evening, everybody kind of flew in at their own time. It was my grandfather, my cousin, two cousins, so we were all coming from different places. And so we kind of just went to bed. I woke up really early, and everybody was still sleeping. So I was like, I'm just gonna run and to be able to see the town and to see the
Yeah.
nothing and everything in it. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And to me, like everything is the gym. Because I like to climb, build, run. So it's not necessarily a physical gym to go to.
Like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it can be anywhere that you make it. So that's a good answer. Have you ever had an embarrassing gym moment? This question's in here because some people listening may just be getting started on their, fitness journey and might feel intimidated. And for them to understand, everybody has those moments.
So
Yeah. Sheldon,
then I go from like Sheldon to like just a social butterfly, one of the two.
one
Like
extreme to the other.
one extreme to the other. It's so funny. But anyways, so I'm doing the ropes. It was my turn to do the ropes, and I guess something had like popped down in my back where like my hip and my like just my low back had just like come in together and they knocked, and so they locked up together. And so it was fine at first. Because I didn't feel anything, but then we were going into a different exercise, and all of a sudden I went to go take a step on my left foot, and I just dropped to the floor. And so I literally just like
Damn.
dropped down to my knees, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. Like this is what I've experienced this since I was like 18, just not being able to like it's just like shooting pain in my body. And I'm like, and it's just radiating pain, and I can't move, I can't get up. Like I'm literally frozen and I feel paralyzed.
That must have been so painful.
And it was, yeah, and it's extremely painful because it's
Damn.
just pinching the nerve. That's all that's happening is the nerve gets pinched. And so like, and that's because I took my body too far, right? From what I normally take it. And so, anyway, so I'm crying. I'm on the floor. Thank goodness, like, we were doing like a group workout that day. Other, one of my good friend, Cody Plazowinski, he's a personal trainer. And we like to work out as a group. And then one of my clients, she joined us that day. We try to, motivate each other and move each other. And so I'm on my hands and knees, rolled on my back, and I've got my brother like, and I'm
Trying to
like,
help you the best you can.
you're like a fish out of water on the floor. And like I was a personal trainer at this gym. I work out at this gym, trying to do the best I can to show my strength every single day. And, I'm just like knocked down literally to my knees.
Damn. Humbling.
It's very humbling, right? And it doesn't bother me at all. I've gone through this for 15 years. But it's humbling because it's like everybody is seeing you in your most vulnerable state. And I've never, other than like my family or somebody who's close to me, I don't share that side of myself. Nobody cares about your pain, right? Just keep going. At the end of the day, what the best we can do is just, it's not that nobody cares, but you have to keep going. And then you talk to the people who can help you break it down, from the day to day you show up where you can. And that's not a bad thing. I didn't mean it like nobody cares about your pain.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant though.
People
But
do. Yeah.
ultimately, yeah.
You got to take care of your own pain, so we don't bleed our pain onto other people. So it's like we don't give our pain to others unless it's like, hey, I'm having pain and I'm going through this thing. Do you have space for me to talk about what's going on in my life? And then that way that person has space for your pain.
Yeah, that was
So
a good way to put it.
yeah. So yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing moment for me. And then, you have to heal. It takes time to heal that. But I think in the gym, you just can't put too much pressure on yourself to be perfect and to just do what is inside of your means and only that. I see so many people like overlifting, having like dreadful form and like and overlifting, and you are one ticket away from a nice injury and whatever it is for the rest of your life because you only get one body. So slow down, take your time, breathe through each exercise, through each
Yeah,
push, through each pull,
to be body aware,
to be engaged, yeah, to be body aware so that
for
you're not
sure.
just randomly hurting yourself.
Yeah, injuries are rough, and I feel like it's a part of the journey until you become more body aware, to a degree. What did you do to fix that? Did you just do, some rehab, physical therapy?
Yeah, so I have been in like physical therapy, chiropractor, and massage therapy for 15 years to kind of get my muscles, my myofascia, my spinal alignment, all of it relaxed and just kind of keeping it in good shape. So if something starts to pinch up in my body, it is anytime I kind of have like like my own little program that I take myself through, like always massage. Like massage is routine, regardless. That has become like at least a once a month or every other week thing for me so that my muscles stay relaxed. So it's part of my health care for me, so that it keeps me healthy. So that I'm not knotted up and I can move. Then I'm like, I can't walk.
Yeah, no, for sure. Massage therapy is great.
Right. And I love acupuncture. Acupuncture is wonderful, especially because it's what I have going on in my back is nerve damage. And it's also like like you have your vertebrae, and in between your vertebrae, you have like this jelly. And you only get so much jelly in between those vertebrae. And so if it's herniated, then it's like a hole inside of that vertebrae that starts leaking. And then if it's bulging, that means the discs are like knocking on each other and it's just squeezing everything apart like a sandwich. And so mine was herniated, so I'm losing like the fluid, and then where the bone is at, it's pinching on the nerve. And so it goes all the way down the sciatica, all the way down, and I have to like ice baths are really good. I mean, they suck, but they're really good. And yoga, I do yoga and staying consistent in the gym. So even if I'm in pain, I do what I can in the gym, even if that's hanging, if it's stretching, because
I
it
like
keeps me
that.
consistent still in the gym. So it doesn't matter
Doing
what
what
you're
you
doing
can.
in the gym, just go to the gym. Go sit in the sauna, go sit in the pool, lay on the ground the whole time. We don't care. Stay
As
consistent.
long as you're doing something and being consistent, that's true. Setting those keystone habits.
Right. Exactly. And yeah, so massage therapy, all the holistic approaches, and yoga in the gym, like honestly, staying consistent in those. Just keep doing them. Just never stop doing them, no matter how much pain you're in, honestly. Because if you're just listening to your body, that's the only
Yeah.
thing you're doing is just listening because now your body just needs something different.
I like the way you said doing what you can, how you basically scale it back when you can't do something or you have a crazy week. You just do something that you can do instead of just falling off the bandwagon. So that was I like the way you put that.
Yeah, Jesus take the wheel, right? Like stop trying to control your life so much. Stop trying to lift so much weight, right? Stop trying to carry so much and just let it like ease back on it a little bit.
It's true, yeah. No, that's a good way to put it for sure. I've got a few more questions left. One is diet related. So I know you have a good balance, and so I'm curious to ask, do you have a specific diet you follow, or you just have a nice balanced diet?
Yeah, so I have like it's one diet, but it's also kind of two if you think about it. I eat specifically like an Ayurvedic and a Sattvic diet. Yeah, I've
Interesting.
never.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't expect that.
No. Yeah, I figured that's what I was like, huh? And I'm like, might not know this one. So Ayurveda is eating per your body type and living per your body type. So in the West, we have endomorph, ectomorph,
Oh yeah,
right? Those are the type of
definitely.
body types. So in the East, and it like we have Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So same but different. Your Vata is you're tall and skinny, you metabolize really quickly, eat like a bird. You need a light, you gain weight in the belly, can eat everything, but also will gain weight in the midsection if it's the wrong things. Probably have teeny tiny legs. And then you have the kapha people. The pitta people can gain weight in their legs too, but you can see those people who have small legs and big bellies. Those are vata pitta people because they're not gaining any weight in their kapha,
Interesting.
right? Is their root, it's their house. Kapha in Greek means house, and so it's the foundation of our body. So kapha people, you ever see like the like pear-shaped people?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so those are kapha people. They gain weight in their bum, their legs, teeny tiny waist, or don't gain, or they might have this cute little pooch. I love little cute little pooches. I love them because it's just their body type, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
it's just, and like one day, like I'll have a cute little pooch too, and it's just adorable.
The way you said it though, that's
Because
funny.
it's the female body, like the way it shapes, especially after a female has a baby, and it creates this cute
Yeah.
little like kangaroo pouch, and it's so precious. I think it's cute
And that's mostly women, typically, right?
too. Like the dad bod, right? So I was just pointing out like when we have this cute little pooch with like the little leg or the big legs, the big bum, and like you still have a little belly, like the old 60s, 70s, like style, like you didn't have to be perfectly skinny. But guys have little pooches too. So anyways, if you have the Vata, Pitta, and the Kapha, there's three different body types, and I eat Pitta Vata body type, which is why I'm skinny. So I run from my gut, and so that means I eat very bland because acidic food, spicy food, hot food, I will eat it and I will eat them. But I can't have them all the time because they can cause, acid reflux, I got stomach ulcers when I was 15 one time.
Wow, this is
That diet.
fascinating.
Yeah, that diet and stress. And yeah, so I had to really take control of my diet and make sure what goes in my body is, for me and for my body type, because not a lot of people know this about me, but I have a compromised immune system. I was born with a compromised immune system. I just always got like strep throat like every 3 months. So like when I was a kid, and then always got put on antibiotics, and then I started rejecting antibiotics. And
Wow.
so, yeah, so I have to, well, my immune system can drop very quickly and I can just get a common cold very quickly. So just keeping my body healthy is like so top priority for me.
That's good you're so careful what you eat in order to boost your immune system. And that's fascinating how the different body types have different dietary needs. Wow.
Right, right. So a food that might be good for like a vata, like where they're tall and skinny and they need to, they move through their energy quickly, so they need a lot of juices, nuts, seeds, like snacking, smaller meals throughout the day. Where somebody who's predominantly kapha, like if they juiced all the time, they would probably like have the greatest bowel movements. Their body would probably start to break down in the most uncomfortable ways. And they're the people who think that they need to be running and doing cardio constantly and they're not losing weight. And it has nothing to do with the amount that you're moving, but what food is going into your body. Because and it's down to like, but I'm eating healthy. I'm eating broccoli. Well, that broccoli could be causing so much inflammation in your gut because it's not for your body type, right?
Wow.
So even like a red potato versus a sweet potato, or a red onion versus a white onion, which one's inflaming your body? And so knowing what's for your body type.
That's so fascinating because it reminds me one time I have a friend who's a gastroenterologist and she was telling me how everyone's so different and how, like dairy might be good for one person and then, the other person can either barely digest the lactase or I mean
Right.
lactose with lactase or, or not. And it's just so interesting how everyone is so fundamentally different. So crazy.
Right. And you can also see how similar everybody is as well too. And, when you can start looking, if you look at people for their body type, right, and see how they're structured, not judging them, but if you just look at a crowd of people, you can now start seeing like, oh, this person needs more mangoes, or this person needs this or that, or this is their body type, that's their body type. In your mind, by knowing their body type, you can know how they function as a human a little bit better. Somebody who's Vata is very quick, want to get things done, they want to move. Same thing with a Pitta person, but they're probably more eccentric. Want bigger things, bigger houses, coffee people, probably slower. Just get to know.
It's funny how, yeah, there's different characteristics that can be associated with other characteristics, and you kind of get different cues, different clues.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, that is interesting.
And that helps with the
Huh.
midget thing, readings.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's that whole world is very cool.
It
And
is.
also, I know this is a little irrelevant, but like astrology and numerology and all of that, how that plays into personality traits and like all of that is just so, yeah, crazy.
I think it's
Huh.
fascinating. It's not irrelevant. We could dive into this rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? I only have two questions left, so yeah, I actually wanted to ask. So since we're touching on that, I know it doesn't directly correlate with excelling beyond boundaries, but actually it can because,
Quantum physics.
damn, good point. And it's learning to appreciate and recognize and learn more about individuals and yourself. So you're right, it does kind of correlate in an indirect, almost direct way. What is your rising moon sign, sun sign, and do you think it's accurate?
So, so my big theory, I'm an Aries with a moon in Taurus, Aquarius. So it's like fire. So people look at that and say, oh my gosh, that's so much energy. Because Aries, they're very good, very strong, very stubborn, and that would be like my base personality. Whereas, they're very grounded, they're nationalist, but they can also be very unstable, spend a lot of money. Um, but they're very bullheaded, like that. And then my Sagittarius were good with silver tongues and talking, sales. Um, we're just very eccentric people. We'll travel the world. We don't need anything. We'll just do it. That's the Sagittarius energy, just very whimsical. But there's other signs that are like that as well. But Sagittarius is very whimsical in that way. But if you look at my other planets in all of my in my chart, in my alignment, I have a lot of Piscean energy, Cancer, Gemini, and Capricorn. So I'm basically like a Pisces. And so I'm basically a water sign, even though my big three is very fiery. So I basically I'm putting out my own fire sometimes. It's like I have an idea. No, you don't. This is really cool. No, it's not.
Interesting. Huh.
So then I have to start trusting my intuition, right? So as my Piscean energy that like has all these ideas, it's very innovative, very engineered. I can fix cars immediately on the side of the road more than most people. Just being able to trust that, being able to trust my intuition and my gut and what it feels like, and then going from there instead of and being like, yeah, let's create this, let's go. And then just trusting every door that you walk through after that with no regret, no regrets.
Huh. That is a cool duality with that. Huh.
Yeah, and so how all this plays out, and I think that this is why Donovan's going to bring this up, is because if you don't believe in astrology, you think it's just kind of like bullshit. Okay, it's science. Okay, so we're on a floating rock in the middle of nowhere, space, and you have the sun, right, that wakes us up every single day. And without the sun, where people's investments go to right now is to SpaceX, and to seeing what's in outer space or to satellites, to all of this crap that we do. And so we're constantly studying space. And before we had all these inventions of lights and technology, light is a new invention, guys. It's not old. Like, it's not that old. We used to see our way from the stars, right? That's how we found our way to people's houses. That's how we traveled far and wide, was on this day, on this star, on this moon, follow the Milky Way. So like the Babylonian star, what they follow when Jesus was born, they say follow the Babylonian star, and it's Venus and I want to say Saturn. It's Venus and it's a planetary alignment. So psychologically, we've been studying social behavior of thousands and thousands of years of how people are going to respond and react during these times. And so it's not just about like your sun sign. Like it's like, oh, we're in what season? We're in Virgo season right now. So it's like, oh, we're in Virgo season. Well, I'm not a Virgo. Well, what is the moon in? So there's so many things that are affecting you. All the gravitational pull of each planet and how it's keeping us in orbit,
Yeah.
how we're feeling, and we're communal beings, right? So what one person feels, another person's gonna feel.
That is true, and for those non-believers, in a sense, the tides, the moon has such a gravitational effect on Earth that it affects the tides. We're mostly water, so if that one planet affects us, imagine other potential effects from planetary positions. So that's true, yeah. It is something to look into, for
Right.
sure.
It changes everything. I just think everyone's like, "Oh, I don't believe in astrology." My one always argument is like, "Does the sun? Did you wake up when the sun rises?" And they're like,
Can't deny that.
"You can't deny that. You can't." And it's like, "Well, you can't worship the sun." I said, "Nobody's worshiping the sun. We just need the sun. We need
Yeah,
the sun.
yeah.
The sun
There's a
is
big
good.
difference.
We're grateful for
That's,
it, you know? You just
yeah.
be grateful for it. But you can't just completely let go of the fact that there's not a sun and there's not other planets in our solar system and that their gravitational pull doesn't have an effect on us every single day when we're expanding. And then we're having solar flares and hurricanes and volcano eruptions.
Natural disasters.
Natural disasters everywhere.
Yeah. Crazy times. I have two last questions. First one, second to last, is I forgot, I have to look at my little sheet. Best piece of advice that you've ever received from a mentor or a role model. It's a tough one because I know you've had different mentors or people you may have learned from. You can also say one of your favorite lessons, something that has stuck with you. So anything all encompassing. Yeah, hustle mentality. Slower pace. More community oriented, I see. So not particularly something someone said, but more so the bigger picture and philosophy. I like that because I mean it's true, and especially in America, here we live to work, and other countries they work to live, and they have more of a sense of community.
So
Protecting your peace. I feel like that would make a good title for this episode or a short. I like that. Protecting your peace. Last, yeah, yeah, no, that's true. By protecting the peace, it feeds into so many other areas for sure. Huh. I have yeah, yeah, I feel like the path of least resistance is, our path. Like your heart guides you. Of course, there's challenges, but they are in alignment with, yeah, your path for sure. It's so uh interesting. So how everyone has their own path. I firmly believe everyone is created for their own path, and we have to discover our gifts and then just, try to bring that. I love that. I like that. No, that's a great mentality. Is got my last question for you is how are you going to continue to excel beyond boundaries?
so just getting and just doing this or uncomfortable or scared. I'm not sure of my next steps and just doing it and following the call, right? And no decision you make is the wrong decision.
Very true. I like that. Wow. Very complex conversation.
Hey, I'm so sorry I'm squirrely.
No, no, that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for
Seriously.
having me. It's been an honor to truly just be on your show. You have built such a platform, and I'm so thankful to be on your show.
Thank you, Mackenzie. And I'll post your this episode will air probably in about 2 weeks, either next week or the week after. And I'll reach out to you before that to get anything you want to put. Whoever is going to listen to this will know where to find you.
So if you want to, before you publish everything, just send me the if you have like the clip, the video clip, it could be the audio and the video. I mine transcribes it, but and then I have also all of your information, and then I need your podcast logo as well too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
and then that
I'll
way it'll also go on to my Buzzsprout, which will go on Spotify, Pandora, Apple,
nice. I like that. Okay, I appreciate it.
and then on YouTube as well. So yeah.